To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Why don't we just run around and do some introductions? I'm Kevin Brightsky, County Surveyor.
Mitch Barlow, NIPRC.
David Blackberry, Public Transport.
Comment on it, transport city.
Margot Sabato, Southwood.
Arlington, Tom Tustin.
Kelly Rangers, South Shoreline. Extrator, City of Newport.
Bob, Town of Lowell.
Steve Button, City of Hammond.
Eric Wolverton, American Structure Point.
Jake Damrell, Public Fireman at Cypress.
Jeff Hewitt, Sherrville.
Tom Vanderwood, Munster.
Dave Northview, Cypress Falls. Adam Higgins, Locker.
John Rosenthal, Environment Center. Tim Warner, Yorba Group.
Andrew Steele, Times.
Lori Cagle, South Shore Queen Cities.
Charles Gretzky, NIPRC.
Ismail Ayagas, Nick Woodman, NIPRC.
Hugh Kimball, NIPRC.
Trey Wentworth, NIPRC.
Andy Eckman, Nurse.
Scott Weber, NIPRC. James Winters, NIPRC.
Kathy Luther, Nurse.
Chris Moore, Nice Engineering.
Claudia Taylor, not nursing. Opportunity Enterprises.
Wow.
All right.
Joyce, we have Joyce.
Joyce Newland is on the phone. Welcome, Joyce.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm on another conference call. I'm ready to get off, so thanks.
That's fine. Thank you. We have the minutes from the April 10th that was with your packets. Do we have an action? Any changes, corrections, amendments to those minutes? Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Get that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody against? So moved. I don't have anybody signed up for public comment. Is there anybody here who wants to make a public comment? If not, we'll move on. We're going to hold off on the presentation. The speaker has not arrived yet. So we'll start with implementation planning, the 2050 plan, the engagement results and recommended visions, and official paths.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh, great. So as you're aware, in April and May, we held a round of public meetings and a survey to get everyone's feedback on some draft vision statements and goals for the 2050 plan. And today I'll be presenting to you on the results of all the engagement. All right. So over it was about, I would say, 40 days of engagement. We had 12 public meetings in 7 in Lake County, 2 in Porter, 3 in LaPorte, and had about 100 participants overall. We had an external survey, and we received about 211 responses. Other external engagement was through Facebook and email polls. We had over 10,300 Facebook impressions for the different content that we put on Facebook, and 49 participants in Facebook polls, as well as all of the work that we did through the NIPRC committees. I'm sure many of you presented or participated in the review of those draft goals. And then we did our own internal exercise among staff to consider draft vision statements and goals. So, as presented to the public, we had 5 plan focus areas, which were carried over from the 2040 plan. And as a result of the engagement, we asked what was most important to folks, and it was pretty even around the pie chart. The most significant was environment, but then shared amongst growth and conservation, transportation, economic, human resources was about 20%, and then a little lagging behind with stewardship and governance at 11%. And then as for the vision statements, as presented to the public, we have an accessible region, a revitalized region, a united region, and a vibrant region. These were also carried over from the 2040 plan. And this one, there was a little bit more resonance on vibrant region as well, and then united and revitalized kind of tied in the middle there, and accessible region kind of was in the bottom of the pack at 18%. So overall, in a comprehensive review, we spent about the month of June working to assemble all public comments we received. This whole presentation, which is posted on the website, contains every single comment that we received. It's 58 pages of comments from each meeting, as well as the surveys that we received responses for. We got general positive feedback, but once we dove into the meat of the comments, they were the draft goals and the vision statements were too vague, too mom and apple pie, not action oriented, and kind of lacked value statements. What is it that NIPRC was actually going to pursue going forward? And most of all, just too much planner jargon. So we propose to replace the goals with what we're calling critical paths of different key actions that need to be undertaken to achieve the visions of the 2050 plan. So these are the recommended vision statements and critical path statements. So it's a little bit tough to see that there's a matrix. So across the top is our 4 vision statements as revised, and then along down the left side are the 4 plan focus areas. So we actually propose to collapse stewardship and governance and human and economic resources into what we're calling people and leaders. So across the top for the vision statements, we have a connected Northwestern Indiana. Northwestern Indiana's people have accessible, safe, and equal opportunities for working, playing, and living, and learning. And then we have renewed Northwestern Indiana. Northwestern Indiana's urban and rural centers are places people want to come to and live in. An environment is safe and healthy. And then we have United Northwestern Indiana. Northwestern Indiana's diversity is celebrated. We work together as a community across racial, ethnic, political, and cultural lines for the mutual benefit of the region. And then finally, a vibrant Northwestern Indiana. Northwestern Indiana's economy is thriving. Our people are well educated, growth is planned, and natural and agricultural areas are valued and protected. So those vision statements are only slightly modified from the 2040 plan vision statements. And then out down the left, for the plan focus areas, we have economy in place. This plan focus area will focus on Northwestern Indiana's economy and quality of place, such as land use issues, economic development across the region, etc. The environment, focusing Northwestern Indiana's environmental quality. Then mobility, focusing on our transportation choices. And finally, people and leaders, focusing on people and community leaders and the economic success of our individuals. So then for each one of those, as through the matrix, we have a vision, critical path to achieving the vision statements up top. So for connected Northwestern Indiana and economy in place, we have update land development policies and strategies to emphasize accessibility between people and opportunities. And then renewed Northwestern Indiana economy in place is maximize growth in existing centers to enhance civic and economic life and protect natural areas and farmland. For United Northwestern Indiana and economy in place, it's collaborate regionally to welcome a diversity of people and talent to achieve mixed and balanced growth. And then finally across the economy in place is promote initiatives and policies to ensure healthy living, sustainability, quality of life, and prosperity. Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. So then for the environment across the way, it's connect fragmented natural areas and integrate links between people and green spaces to increase resiliency and health outcomes. Then it's clean and protect the air, land, water, and natural habitats to sustain and enhance the environment, safety, and health for all. And then build region-wide coalitions to advance environmental sustainability for the benefit of future generations. And then lastly, endorse innovative energy and environmental strategies to achieve a balance that protects diverse and unique ecological treasures while fostering a sustainable economy. Any questions on the environment?
No questions or comments?
All right. So for mobility, under Connected Northwestern Indiana, it's complete roadway, bicycle, sidewalk, and transit networks across municipal and county lines to enhance safe and efficient access to opportunities for all. And then for renewed, it's improve roadway, bicycle, sidewalk, and transit networks to revitalize existing urban and rural centers and enhance equity. And then under United Northwestern Indiana, prioritize transformative investments to elevate the position of the region and to attract a diversity of residents and high-quality economic opportunities. And then lastly, adopt technological innovations that enhances the safe and fluid movement of people and goods to enable a flourishing economy. All right. And then the last line for people and leaders, commit to removing barriers and obstacles to guarantee equal accessible opportunities. Focus educational and workforce development initiatives on expanding skills that the modern economy requires. Foster better communication, cooperation, and coordination to bring people together across lines that divide us. And then finally, embrace a dynamic, diversified, and sustainable economy that attracts and retains talent, enhances quality of life, and increases personal and household income. So any comments or questions on those? Okay. So with that, those 16 critical path statements, what we would use these for going forward in the 2050 planning process is we do have to create a performance-based planning system under new federal regulations. The feds have a number of performance measures for us to address. We were proposing that we go above and beyond the federal requirements and look at the performance-based planning more holistically across all of our goals and vision statements. And so with that, we would put together a system where we identify different measures, data analysis, and targets for each of those 16 critical paths to measure progress on achieving the visions of the 2050 plan. That work is underway now, and we would hope to present that as early as the next meeting, but maybe not until September. And then with that, we would connect the vision and critical path statements to programmatic investment decision making. One of the strong features of the performance-based planning regulations is that we do, in fact, have to kind of tie our investments to the different measures so that we can demonstrate that we are, in fact, making progress on the federally required performance measures. So with that, we need to link the way we divide the funding amongst different project types to make sure that we are, in fact, addressing the performance in areas that are under regulation, as well as what we would like to propose for the 2050 plan. And then that would find itself, that work would coalesce in the next NOFA for the 2050 plan, as well as the next transportation improvement plan. And then finally, we would revise the project evaluation selection criteria for the new NOFA. And then so that not only the 2050 plan projects that are being contained within the long-range plan would also then align with the next transportation improvement program. And with that, each one of these steps would involve deep interaction with the topical committees, TBC, and the commission. Any questions there? So what we're seeking today then is a preliminary endorsement of the vision statements and critical paths, so continue building upon that work and the development of the rest of the 2050 plan. We're not like requesting a specific approval, just a general endorsement, so that by the time we get to May 2019, when we're voting on the plan, we don't find ourselves in a position where everyone says, hey, we hate that thing, what'd you do that for? Go back and do all the work again. So that we can continue to build on the work that's done, and you know, we're all kind of swimming in the right direction, or paddling in the right direction. So, but before we do any of that, I would like to just show you the details. So, as we had presented it to the public, we had organized all that. We had the draft goals for the 2050 plan organized around each of the plan focus areas and the vision statements. And then we did the happy face exercise with the members of the public. And then, so what we did is we did a summary of each of the public meetings as well as the survey online, general summary of how people felt about that draft goal. And then underneath is a list of every single comment that we had received. So that goes on for pages and pages and pages and pages and pages. So if you're interested in reading what people said, that detail is available online underneath the 2050 plan, part of the website. It's very complicated.
So we need some kind of action today to forward this and keep
To
it
the
moving.
commission.
So, first, do we have any additional comments or observations? Does anybody have any thoughts or suggestions at this point? The intent is to have a live working document. We're advancing the 2040 plan that I think was incredibly well done, and hopefully we can improve on that at the 2050 and amend the 2040 to the needs of the future residents of northwestern Indiana.
You need a motion?
I do.
Make a motion for preliminary endorsement. Second.
We have a first and a second. Any other questions, comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have the Greenways and Blueways 2020 Award.
There you go. With the light this?
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Last month, NIPRC received a major award, not a leg lamp. The 2018 Median Metro Achievement Award from the National Association of Regional Councils. We like acronyms. This one's called NARC. And the National Association of Regional Councils this year's president is Jeff Benson from Beverly Shores. So we are well familiar with them. Dave Schaefer, I believe, is the past president. Kathy is in the room as well. We're both very pleased with this award, and Kathy and I were the ones who co-managed the production of the Greenways Blueways 2020 plan. So that's nice. The other update on that is the plan itself is ready to be printed and will be distributed probably in time for the next commission meeting in about a week or so. So you're going to all have your hot copies very shortly. We'll have that in your hands.
In other words, the original maps, I think, were produced in 2012.
Well, these are not the maps. This is the plan.
This is the plan.
This is the plan. The plan was done in 07, and the pet pedal plan in 2010. We merged them, and that's what's coming out.
2016, 2018.
Right.
But I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's actually a good point you make up, because we have the plan, we have the map. So the map itself is coming out within the next couple of weeks as well, the updated map. So we're going to bring those out every 2 years now, because we're just growing so rapidly. Keep up with it.
And we've had great sponsorship for that, so it's not coming out of local monies. It's been a great series of partnerships for that, and it's a way of reaching out to the public to show them what's becoming of a lot of these studies. So we'll have,
Congratulations on the award.
yes.
Why, thank you.
Staff, as usual, has done a great job. This is one of many awards that they've won for a lot of their planning efforts. We have a wall full of awards. We're grateful to the staff.
Thank you.
Build grant.
Just a quick update. You know that we put Tiger in last year, did not receive it for the Marquette Greenway project. We are resubmitting for the build grant. We bring this up because this is our only build submission that NIPRC is putting forward on behalf of a number of communities in 3 states, 30 miles. The money has come down. The request for Tiger was just over 24. This will be at 23 million. Some projects have been modified. We also received some money from the Four Winds Casino in Michigan. So that's been very helpful towards the local match obligation. The grant is due next Thursday or next Wednesday, and things are coming together well. So I appreciate those in the room that have helped out with that process.
And those who aren't aware, the Tiger grant scored fairly high, just not enough. So
We weren't low enough, that was
glad we can. It's what it is.
Okay.
But I'm glad to see you're continuing to pursue that.
Oh, yeah.
Complete Streets Workshop coming up Friday, July 20th from 9 to 4 here at Lake.
Yes.
Would you like to just...
Oh, yeah. We've been putting this out for a couple of weeks now. We are bringing the Active Transportation Alliance in here for a one-day workshop, and that is on Friday the 20th. It's an all-day affair. We did send out registration notices to you all. Hopefully you received them, and hopefully for communities that don't have a complete streets policy, which is most of us in this region, that you'll take the time to be there. You'll leave with a draft policy at the end of the day, courtesy of those who are putting on the workshop.
What are the costs?
It's $30, but you get a box lunch.
There you go. Very inexpensive for a full day of seminar on complete streets. Let's go into programming. I don't see our speaker yet. Public comment report on fiscal year 2018-2021 transportation improvement program for local public agency projects. Amendment number 13 and NDOT projects amendment number 14. That's page 3 of your packet. Caught Charles off guard.
As Kevin mentioned, the public comment report is there. We received one comment. We believe that comment was with the tip because we had put out the tip or the amendments for the tip, and we got a comment back. We're not sure, as you can see, what the comment was. So we tried responding to that person, contacting them. We even tried looking up the street that they were talking about, Forest Drive. We couldn't find it. We got back to them. What's that? Okay.
It's in the fort.
Okay.
It's fixed.
What's that?
It's fixed.
Oh, okay. But we tried reaching out to that person and we didn't get a response back from them. And that's the only comment we had. Resolution 18.10, 18-10, amendment number 13 is the LPA tip amendments. There's 4 of them on there: Lake County, LaPorte County, Crown Point, Fort. These were approved back in April of this year. And so we have them presented to the TPC because the TPC did meet in May or June. So we're presenting those.
So, do we have any questions for Charles on Resolution 1810, Amendment number 13? If not, do I have a motion to approve? Thank you. Any other comment? Not hearing any. It'll be All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And it'll be forwarded with favorable recommendation to the Executive Board of NIPRC next week. Action 1811, Amendment Number 14 to fiscal year 2018 to 2021 is the Transportation Improvement Program for NDOT projects. And that's on pages 7 to 19. Charles?
Yes, these are NDOT projects for state fiscal year 2021, and this is their 2021 program. We did have this one out for public comment, and we received one comment, actually not with the public comment, but when we put it out to the ICG, and that was one of the the second to last line item, DES number 1700523, and that was for a railroad crossing upgrade. So section 130. Again, this, like I said, this is NDOT's fiscal year 2021 program.
Do we have a recommendation to the Executive Board?
So favor. Second.
Will was first, Dean the second. Any other comment? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone against? So moved.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have public comment on fiscal year 2018-2021 Transportation Improvement Program to Transit Projects, Amendment Number 15, and that's on page 20.
Great. So if you flip to the very last page of your packet, you have two projects that were submitted by GPC that need to be changed. The primary reason for this change is that they were in the previous TIP, but they were not rolled over into the current TIP. There is funding for these projects, I believe, coming out of the 2016 NIPRC grant program. And so you can look at the details of that project again on the last page of your packet. On page 18, there is a public comment report. As these were projects that were already approved and gone through a public process, we didn't need to run through a 30-day comment period. We ran through a 7-day public comment period, and no comments were received.
James, could you explain what 5339 is?
5339 is a bus and bus facilities grant program. It is a formula-based program that FTA provides funding every year for fixed route transit operators. But like the name of the program suggests, it's bus and bus facilities, so it can't be used for operating. It's only used for capital projects like purchasing vehicles or purchasing equipment or maintenance for facilities.
Any other questions or comments? Do we have a recommendation for an action on Resolution 1812, Amendment Number 15? We have a first and a second. Any other comments, questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those against? So moved. Present this with favorable recommendation to the Executive Board next week. Let's move on to our committee reports. Environmental Management Policy Committee. Do we have a report?
Kathy back? Kathy? EMPC?
We did not have any NPC meetings tonight due to the 4th of July holiday and my vacation.
When's the next meeting? And do you have a topic?
It would be August.
The first Thursday.
The first Thursday in August at 9 a.m. August 2nd, thank you.
We'll do some advertising while we're at it. Pedal and paddle.
Like the EMPC, we took the day off as well. And we will reconvene on Thursday, August 2nd, right after them at 11 a.m. in this room.
And hopefully with some good news with your grant.
We'll know that in December.
Oh,
Unfortunately, they sit on the wall.
Transit Operators Roundtable.
The Transit Operators Roundtable is meeting today, immediately after this meeting. We are running significantly ahead of schedule, and so the conference room that we booked is currently occupied. So we'll likely just meet in this room immediately after this. Today we'll be discussing an NTD reporting issue. We'll be providing updates on the coordinated plan, which is the planning effort that we are currently in the middle of to update our P10 plan. For those who are not familiar with the P10, that's a grant program that provides funding to individuals with disabilities and individuals who are elderly or income who are poor. If there are any questions about that program or about the meeting today, you can find me at
Land Use Committee. I don't see them on. Okay. Surface Transportation Committee.
The Surface Transportation Committee did not meet in July. We last met on June 5th, and there we had heard a presentation about the partnership with Valparaiso University data science class on the reliability and congestion in the region. Talked about the 2050 plan and some transportation performance measures, and we incorporated freight into the meeting with Ian Hurt from Port of Indiana Burns Harbor with attendance. The next meeting of the Surface Transportation Committee will be Tuesday, August 7th.
Okay, we'll go to the reports from planning partners, Federal Highway Administration and Federal Transit.
Joyce?
Joyce?
Hey, good morning. No, not right now. We don't have anything to report, so not for now.
I guess nothing's happening in Washington.
Just working on those performance measures and stuff, so.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Neighboring regional planning agencies, if we have any present, I didn't hear or see anybody here, but we enjoy a lot of relationships with those people. Mitch will do emerging trends, I believe.
Yep. Okay, good morning. Again. Do you want to hit the lights, please, Trey? Thank you. Claudia.
Thank you.
So, this is dealing with rideshare. You know it as Uber and Lyft, not bike share. That'll be another time. But this is obviously an emerging trend, and it's just growing by leaps and bounds. And this gives you a little bit of background where it's going in the future.
Calling the taxi is always an ordeal. So people would wait for hours, the taxis never show up. It was a huge alternative to taxis for public transportation. You see everybody looking down at the palm of their hands, tracking their car rides. That's not what this is about. We want to grow the pie. We want to put 2 or 3 people in a car, essentially carpooling through technology. Yeah. What are you? We're now in a world in which peer-to-peer, on-demand ability to ride is pretty ubiquitous. The goal is, as ride sharing continues to grow, it's going to inevitably take vehicles off the road. The hope is that we'll see less congested cities. Individuals don't want the hassle of owning a car, maintaining a car, buying insurance for the car, parking the car, or to sit idle 96% of the time. Well, it's a very good city. We already have about 10% of Google users here in the US who are in cities who have not driven a car or didn't buy one when they were playing. So that's a big change. The city of Chicago is the first city in the world that is lessening the number of parking spots because they vision that people will get there, whether it's through Uber or other services like it. I think that about 16% of our city land around the world is estimated to be parking. Think about that. Can cities reclaim a little bit of the land perhaps? Can we make our cities more livable? I think all that's possible.
Okay. So, you've all heard of Uber and Lyft, obviously, and the one thing to keep in mind too, these are urban areas, obviously, but in areas such as ours in this region where there are fewer transportation options, we have far more people using single occupant motorized vehicles all over the place. Obviously, this might be an opportunity to grow around here as well. Taxi services are nearly non-existent around here. We do have our transit services, of course, but this is something to keep an eye on as we go forward in the future here, especially in our region. That's it.
I think we're getting closer and closer to the day of the autonomous vehicle too, so you're going to see even more changes in transportation industry, where a lot of these vehicles be on the streets longer and not have to worry about having a driver find the most efficient route. Everything's going to be pretty much done within a system, and we're seeing pretty much an expanse in the GPS industry reaching out to communicate with these autonomous cars and trucks. So that's coming really quickly. Just as quickly as we saw Uber and Lyft up here on the scene. There's only one thing for certain, and that's change. Any other comments or questions?
Just real quick, there's been some discussion of using a hybrid version of ride hailing for areas that can't be served efficiently by traditional fixed route transit. I think one company that was kind of like that was called Grid. I think it started in KC, or I believe KC was one of their pilot areas, and I think I talked to them at a conference. Unfortunately, it seems like those types of services aren't seeing the ridership that was expected.
let's go on to other business. Lori Cagle has an announcement.
Thank you for letting me share this. So 1 week from today, South Shore Clean Cities and our partners here at NIPRC are hosting a Volkswagen diesel mitigation roadshow workshop. Sean Seals, whom I believe most of you know or have seen or heard speak at some point in time, will be presenting on the latest developments in the Volkswagen mitigation settlement for the state of Indiana. And then our executive director, Carl Lissick, will also be discussing how the Green Fleet program, which we run in conjunction with NIPRC, and how we can help you get grant ready for the VW settlement. If 9 to 11 doesn't work, we're going to do it all over again from noon to 2 at the court at the same day. So register. It is completely free, but we do ask that you register in advance on our website, southshorecleancities.org, or you can just give me a call, look us up online, and I'll help you out. Thank you.
Lori, is that going to be here?
That's here. 9 to 11 here.
Next day, exactly a week.
1 week from today, 9 to 11 here, and then same day, noon to 2 at the court. Thank you.
Thank you. Staff announcements. Charles?
NIPRC, actually, James and I have a little pet project we've been working on. We've been working on the electronic tip. And most of you have heard one of us talking about it. So it's ready. It's in kind of a draft form. I've let all of my people with T-Rock know that they can go in and apply for rights into this, and they can look at their projects and make whatever changes or recommendations they have on their projects. If they have a question or something's not right, then they'll let us know. And kind of segueing into that, one of the things with the E-tip is we are going to be forced to go into four amendments a year. Right now we're kind of doing them at will, and we want to get away from that and do 4 times a year. And so therefore, T-Rock is being forced to move to the 4th Tuesday of the month. Right now it's the last Tuesday of the month now. Most of the time it's the same. But in July, the 4th Tuesday happens to fall on the 24th. Down there, a couple items down, it says the T-Rock is meeting on July 31st. That is incorrect. We're meeting on July 24th. The times are good, but the dates are incorrect.
And that's for both T-Rock meetings.
Both T-Rock, both Lake and Porter and the Port. And I have sent out invitations in every meeting that invites, so everybody knows it's on the 24th. So just in case if someone's looking at this and wondering.
The website's been changed as well, so it's correct.
Okay, thank you. Any other staff announcements? Yes, sir.
I just want to introduce Peter Kimball here. He's our new regional planner and policy analyst. He joined us 26.
Can you stand up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
He'll be working principally on freight and highway safety stuff, as well as data analysis, the kind of stuff that can support our business partners that have done in the past. So,
Welcome to the staff.
Thank you.
Any other staff announcements? We'll go into NIPRC meetings and events. Finance and Personnel Committee will meet Thursday, July 19th at 8 a.m. That'll be immediately prior to the NIPRC Executive Board. That'll meet Thursday, July 19th at 9 a.m. in this room. Complete Streets Workshop, Friday, July 20th from 9 to 4 at NIPRC. You can register on our website, I believe.
Yes. And
Or
the
talk
emails
about
I sent out too, yes.
We discussed T-Rock already. The Environmental Management Policy Committee meeting will meet Thursday, August 2nd. Ped Pedal and Paddle, Thursday, August 2nd at 11 a.m. In-Surface Transportation Committee will meet Tuesday, August 7th at 9 a.m. The next Technical Planning Committee will be scheduled Tuesday, August 14th, 2018. On your agenda, we had a speaker, Kellyanne O from Legacy Foundation. I learned that she's actually expected to speak at the transit operators coming up at around 10:30. So if you're interested in hearing what she has to say, please stay. Everybody's always invited to all of our meetings. These are public meetings, so no problem. With that said, do we have any other business to come before us?
Real quickly,
Yes, sir.
It's kind of relevant because of the NIPRC investment unit. We've got our GPTC and Chicago Transit new transit maps. I've got probably enough copies for everybody here. This was paid for through a grant through NIPRC's environmental one of their environmental outreach plans. What's in it is the fixed route network for GPTC, the Chicago Transit, and contact information for all the transit agencies in Lake Porter counties. Plus, and this is not me kissing up to Mitch, in addition to the paratransit and dial-a-ride networks for Lake County, we also have a bike trail map superimposed over our transit system. All of GPTC and Chicago Transit's large vehicles are bike rack equipped, so it's relevant to have a map that shows the bike network and the transit network, how they work together.
So if the heat gets to you, you can get off your bike and onto the train.
Yes, or the cold, because my goodness, all year round we have people on bikes. I mean, yes, it's most prevalent in the spring and summer, but you can go to the Metro Center in the dead of January and someone's got their bike locked up or putting it on a so actually that it works to make sure those bike trails, the sidewalks, and bike paths are maintained during winter time because people are going to be using it. Okay. Lastly, I put together a progress report for the Broadway Metro Express for our board, and we decided to add a couple of things to it. So it's kind of a progress report for public consumption. We've seen ridership on the Broadway corridor jump by about 12 to 13%. It's about 77% of the anticipated growth we expected on the network as a result of the service change. It's also got information on the shelter arc that was installed a couple of weeks ago at shelters in Gary and Maryville, and some facts and figures on how the route compares to former traditional transit. I've got copies of that available for anyone who wants to pick them up, as well as copies of the transit.
Anything more to report on the buses or the trains?
Well, we did restart full day service on Lakeshore South in the Cabot and Highland Munster area, which would not have happened without investment from Lake County Council and the city of Hammond. So that investment in transit has directly resulted in that increased service.
Yeah, I think the citizenry appreciates the investment of the company and the city of Hammond. Okay, anything else to add? Yes, Kelly.
Real quick, just West Lincoln double track are continuing to move forward, and we anticipate property acquisitions to start as early as fall of this year.
Very good. Anything else? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And we're adjourned for now.